Andrew here on pill.net, Facebook, and YouTube for now, even though with the problems we've been having with YouTube as of late, who knows for how long. Apparently, YouTube has it in for us because, as you can tell by our account, we've had barely any activity in the past year and a half, yet all of a sudden we keep getting strikes for videos that are up to, I don't know, 2, 3 years old on our YouTube account. It makes absolutely no sense, but obviously they want to shut us down just like Twitter and other social media platforms have already done so. Got some sad news today. This shooting in Buffalo, apparently the media is blaming it on some crazed white supremacist. They saying it is a race crime and a hate crime. It was a white male, apparently. We don't know many details that I've heard as of yet, other than 13 people were shot. I believe 10 are dead. Some sad news stories. A retired police officer who was working security at the market was actually one of them who passed away. The guy shot people in the parking lot. He went out and live streamed it. But you know what the result of this is going to be? It's the same thing that we always see. The Democrats are going to be coming for the guns. And instead of worrying about these psychos and these corrupt DAs like we see in Milwaukee and other places all around the country where violence is on the rise and we keep seeing these mass shootings, they're going to try and come after law-abiding gun owners. Rob, how are you doing tonight? And it's good to see you.
Andrew, I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back live. I hope some of our regulars, hope they got a message that we are live. Who knows? Never can tell with this stuff. Hey, is that wrestling in the background where you are,
It
Andrew?
is. It is.
I thought I recognized. Hey, we're back, folks. But glad to be back. But and we're back here just to cover briefly what's happening right now in Buffalo, New York. As Andrew said, there was a live, not a live, but it was a shooting taking place earlier today, I think around 3 p.m. An 18-year-old white man. We know that he's white because the media, of course, they couldn't wait to find out the race. And they always want to report on it had it been a white man. Now, in Chicago, right now, there are probably killings. We'll wake up on Sunday morning, we'll find that 20 or 30 people are dead. No one will say anything about it. Quiet as it's kept. They'll just move right over it. They won't say anything about who killed who, what, where, and how, but they'll just move on. But the moment a white man, police, kills a black person, it's headline news. Oh, white man kills black man. White man kills white woman. I mean, a black woman. It's non-stop. That's all you hear. But like I said in Chicago, there are people that are being killed right now as we speak. No one is saying anything. And you know what, Andrew? Last night, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, there was a shooting. We don't know who the shooter was. They're still guessing. They're still looking around. Quiet as it's kept. More than likely, the perpetrator was a black guy, but they won't say anything because he wasn't white. Do not doubt me when I say this. There will be more people being shot over the next couple of years, months, weeks. And you know why? Because of the policies of these woke people. I'm serious. More people will be shot and killed because of the policies of these woke individuals. I think my mic is kind of staticky here, folks. I'm going to try to work on it. But that's what's going to happen. There will be more. Okay, hold on here. Let me see. I think my mic is kind of. Folks, this is our first time going live in a long time, so hopefully the mic is a little better.
Yeah, we can hear you all right. It's just a little staticky.
Is it still staticky?
A little bit.
Because I want you guys to hear what I'm saying. It's important. How is it now?
Say something.
Oh, wait. How is it now?
A
Is
little
it better
better.
now?
A little better. Still a little static, but we can hear
static.
what you are saying.
Okay. Hold on here. This is important.
Yeah.
Let me just see here. Hold on.
Great to be back, Byron. Yeah.
How is it now?
Okay, that sounds
that
much
better?
better. Yeah, it's much better.
Okay, that's better, but you know what? I can't hear you now.
Oh, okay.
This is unbelievable. Okay, hold on. Well, we'll get it here. Ah,
Yeah, the
okay,
media
testing,
wasted
testing.
no
How is it
time.
now?
Sounds good. No.
How am I
Oh,
now?
you
Is
sound
it
good.
better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, it's better.
Uh oh.
Okay, hold on a second. Now I'm getting feedback. Hold on, hold on. Okay, okay. Is it better now? Yep. Okay, Byron says it is better. Terrific. Now back to my point. There's going to be a lot of this taking place over the next couple of days, weeks, and it's because of the policies of the left. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are going to start wondering why did this 18-year-old drive to Buffalo, New York, to shoot up these black people? Now, from the last I heard, I think it was 11 blacks were shot and killed, and two whites. Now, they have immediately identified this as being a hate crime. Go figure. A hate crime already. And I'm watching the news right now. They just put the young guy's picture up on the TV screen.
It's out,
As I
huh?
said earlier, a lot more of this is going to happen. People are frustrated. People are mad. People are disenfranchised. But who's causing this? The left. How is it that you're going to go into the school systems and tell people that white people are bad? They're all bad. They're inherently bad. There's nothing good about them. And that we're going to take away all their jobs and we're going to give the jobs to black people. This is exactly what happened in Africa. They decided, let's kill all the white people, take their farms, and give it to the black people. Now, what are we trying to do? To look at the sins of the past and say, okay, we need to correct it? It doesn't work that way. You look at every country was taken over by another country, and slavery was brought up on the land years and years ago. And we're still trying to make that right. When you were born in America, you won the luck of the draw. Be thankful. It's not easy. Our country has had a lot of issues. But now, 2022, trying to go and say we're going to take from these people and give to these people, of course people are going to get mad. This 18-year-old, I don't know what was in his heart, and I'm not trying to justify it because what he did was wrong, but just wait. There's going to be more like that. It will continue to happen until we stop this bull crap wokeism. This was brought on by that cancerous Barack Obama. He started this. Whenever there's a Democrat in office, you get this kind of stuff taking place because they want to go in and they want to separate people. They're pushing us back to segregation. Look at our schools. You have the blacks over here and the whites over there. No one can sit together. And black people are so foolish, they don't see it. You have these black leaders like Barack Obama that are pushing this hateful message. Andrew, we've got to do better. We have got to do better. Because if we continue along these lines, our country will destroy itself. What this 18-year-old did is a result of the pressure that he's experiencing. And of course, they immediately say he's a white supremacist. Okay, well, let's look at the man in Kenosha, Wisconsin, Darrell Brooks. Is he a black supremacist? No one's going to call him a black supremacist. And his intent during Christmas of 2021 was to cause harm against white people here in New York City. I think the black guy, James Kelly, who was on the train shooting people. He had a manifesto. He hated white people, but no one wanted to identify him as being a black supremacist. That story has fallen off the front page of the news. Meanwhile, this kid who's 18 years old, we will hear about this for the next 6 months. We will hear about this up until election because you have the white, woke, liberal Democrats trying to scare black people into thinking white supremacists are after you. Yeah, but what about the black supremacists? What about Darrell Brooks? What about the New York City subway shooter? And there have been so many others. Look at Chicago tonight, black on black crime. Look at New York City on any given day. But we want to focus on this 18-year-old so that he can scare black people to continue voting for Democrats. This has got to stop. The country has got to be brought back together. And it will never stop when you have people like Joe Biden talking about white supremacists. He's the biggest white supremacist in the White House. He eulogized Robert Byrd, a member of the KKK. He and Hillary Clinton. Barack Obama said that the late Senator Robert Byrd was a great man.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Rob. And the reason that they're projecting all of this is because Biden and the Democrats have nothing to run on, so they just have to make up problems that don't exist to run on. So they want to push white supremacy. Anytime you have an example of a white guy killing black people, they're going to push that. Don't be surprised if during the summer we see them push an incident where a cop kills a black guy. If that happens to take place, the left will be all over it. We see that with abortion, them trying to run on that. The reason that this bill didn't pass in the Senate is I heard they put a lot of pork in that bill, like you see all the time, because the Democrats did not want that bill to pass. They want to be able to run on abortion. Just because everything Joe Biden has touched is a disaster. So they want to make up issues to run against because there is nothing. The American people know every time they go to the gas pump, they know every time they go to the grocery store, that this Biden administration is trash.
Yep, it is trash. And just speaking of the abortion bill, you look at the abortions that take place in America, a majority of them are done by black women, killing black babies. Black people have made up 12% of the population for the past 4 decades. Why hasn't that number increased? It's because of abortion. It's because of black on black crime. That they will lead you to believe that, no, black people are being lynched. White people are killing black people. Well, I would venture to say no. You have more black people killing other black people than not. Look no further than Chicago. Look at New York City. Look at Brooklyn, New York. Look at the Bronx. And look at the people who are at the head of the local city governments. Democrats. And I would dare to venture to say, and some of them are black Democrats. Look at Sacramento. London Bree, the mayor there. She's a black woman. Look at Chicago. Look at Chicago. Lori Lightfoot. She claims that this summer is going to be a summer of joy. Meanwhile, black youths are being killed nonstop. And she will probably get elected again. They will probably elect her again in Chicago. And then black people will cry, well, white people thereafter. It's just white supremacy. How's it white supremacy in Chicago? Chicago is predominantly black. It just doesn't make any sense. Look at New York City. We have a black mayor, Eric Adams, Mr. Clean himself, who likes to prance around in his four-piece suit with his swagger. Meanwhile, black people are being killed. I mean, I'm just calling it the way it is. You look at the numbers. You look at where we are. What happened in Buffalo is unfortunate. It's sad. But we also need to look at what's happening in Chicago. We need to look at what's happening on the streets of New York City. We have a problem. That problem isn't about white supremacists. That problem is about the racism coming from the left.
the segregationism coming from the left, where they are pushing this country. Do you actually think that people are going to sit by and allow you to say that they're bad, they're crazy, and they're evil? They see this, their children see it, and you're creating a generation that will definitely develop hate because of your policies. You go to schools, you have little white kids being told you're evil, you're bad. That doesn't make black people any better. It creates more division. People should be out protesting this nonsense because you have a generation that you're pushing towards the fringes of society. And then you wonder, where did it come from? It came from Joe Biden. And this is how they are able to fool the people with this false rhetoric. You cannot build up one group by pushing down another. You have to raise them both up together. It is very difficult, but it has to be done. Otherwise, you will have what you had today in Buffalo, an 18-year-old traveling across state lines to go shoot up a shopping center. Why? 18 years old. So for the past 4 years, he sat by and listened to the left and their wokeism talk about Black Lives Matter, and he's probably looking at, yeah, you're saying Black Lives Matter, but why are black people killing black people? And the only thing they can say is, well, no, it's the police. The police are killing black people. Are you serious? You got more black people killing black people than police. But that's not the narrative they want to tell people. So for the next 6 months, the only thing we will hear about is an 18-year-old who is radicalized and he killed black people. Well, who's at the top speaking the radicalism? Joe Biden. You can't say Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not on the scene. Donald Trump is not on Twitter.
Yeah,
It's Joe Biden.
let's not forget the disrespect and the left and the media accusing our great police officers of being racist as well.
Bingo. And a
As someone
majority of the police. Go
as
ahead.
someone just mentioned in our chat, which should not be overlooked, is he live streamed on Twitch. Is now the video is apparently on the dark web. Vitolo says, but that's very interesting that he did that. I think we've seen that in a couple other incidents. I know that Muslim mosque shooting in New Zealand or whatever it was a couple years ago, a similar situation happened. But yeah, this kid obviously had been brainwashed by what he had seen on the mainstream media. Perhaps that's where his hatred for black people came from, is watching the news every night, particularly in the summer of 2020, watching them riot and loot and tear apart cities. And it's just really sad that this is what today's youth is growing up with.
Well, Andrew, as I said before, when you've been fed a steady diet of hate from the left, and you're told that you're no good, that you're bad. Now, let's just play this out. And I don't know this 18-year-old. I don't know what his background is, but I'm sure by tomorrow morning, CNN and fake news, MSNBC and Washington Post will have all the answers together. But you imagine this kid living in a household whereby his parents are trying to make ends meet. And they're being told, his dad, well, you're not going to get the promotion of this job. We've got to give it to a black man. Because if we don't, they're going to come and they're going to protest. But it's like, but if you give it to him, it takes food from my family off my table. And you have this 18-year-old seeing his dad, his parents suffer, frustrating because now the way they used to live their life is over. Because they were told that this other group is going to need it, although they may not qualify. Now think about it. Now some would say, yeah, but it's been happening to black people all these years. Yeah, but you're going to take food from one person's mouth and give to the other person because you're talking about equality? I mean, think about this. It is unfortunate, but do not doubt me when I say this. You will see more of these situations happening because of the rhetoric that's being pushed by the progressive Democrats, that all white people are bad.
Yep. And then they're also going to use these situations to try and push radical gun laws. We know the progressives like
Radical gun laws.
AOC, Bernie Sanders, so many of these others that are running for office this year. A lot more socialists are running in the primaries and actually beating some of the Democrat candidates. So it seems like some of these leftists are going even further left and just voting for all out Bernie Sanders style socialists. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean things are getting serious. You'll have to believe have a to dissect anything you see on TV and not take it at face value because they're going to be pushing a lot of propaganda from now until midterms.
They are a lot of propaganda. Like I said, they will definitely push the white supremacy, and that this kid has been radicalized, and radicalized by whom? Because as I said, the only people who have the mic right now are people on the left, because they've shut down everyone else because they're claiming that it's disinformation. Now think about it. They have shut down all the disinformation, what they're identifying as disinformation and misinformation. So where was this person radicalized? Radicalized from watching CNN and MSNBC and reading the Washington Post, whereby they're telling people like him that you're bad, that you're evil. But no one is stopping to think to say, wait a minute, did we push this kid to the fringes? It is the same thing with radical Islam, where they're constantly being fed a diet that Jews are bad and that you're bad and you're really the bad people and you're this and you're that. What do you expect? It becomes a time bomb. Now, again, what this guy did, what this 18-year-old did was wrong. It was completely wrong. But in order for us to save society, we need to turn down this wokeism all the way down, completely down. Now, I see someone in the chat room. I just want to, give a brief commentary. This person named Melody Woods. She's put in some, derogatory term there. But I would say to her, look in the mirror. Make sure that your life is wrapped together, because more than
Yeah,
likely that it's not.
I
Because if
was
you got
gonna
to stoop
ask.
that low, if she's got to stoop that low with a third grade insult, she probably doesn't have anyone at home, a husband or a boyfriend, to tell her, baby, don't do that. Don't look like an idiot. But this is what happens. People like her, who are completely idiot, don't know her top from her bottom. But she will go along with this wokeism, and eventually it will bite her in the butt, and then she will go around crying and wanting someone to help her out. Sad, sad, sad. And this is where society has gotten to. People like that push this craziness, these trivial terms. And if someone
Put the
calls her
comment
the
on the screen,
N-word,
Rob.
I'm sorry,
Put the comment on the screen so people
here it is
viewing
right
on
here.
other platforms can see.
Here it is right here. This is from Melody Woods. Now, if someone were to go and call her the N-word, she would go, oh, how dare they criticize me? But this is all she has to say. She has nothing else constructive to say to the conversation. She doesn't want to stop and think about what's happening. She just wants to give insults. So she is the racist. She is the reason why we have these 18-year-olds that are shooting up people, because of people like her. I feel sorry for her. I really do. Because she doesn't get it. She doesn't realize that she's being fed a diet of racism. She doesn't realize that what's happening in society is that they're trying to turn it back to segregation. She doesn't realize it. Because, see, the only thing she's looking at is that, oh, well, I got my job and I got this, and now the white people can't this and the white people can't that. Not realizing that one day, every dog has his day, and her day will be coming pretty soon. So she can take her and her little trivial comment and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Thank you, Melody. I hope you have a good night. It's ridiculous. But this is what we're up against. And she'll be one of the first people out there crying, oh, they called me this, and they're attacking black women, and Melody, get a life. That's all I can say. Get a life. But Andrew, I mean, it's sad. I wanted to go on live tonight because we saw this happening, and we wanted to give commentary because we know what's going to happen over the next couple of days. Is that the mainstream media will resort back to their favorite words of racism and white supremacists. And this man had been fed a steady diet of white supremacy. And Joy Reid, oh my God, can you imagine what she's going to say come Monday? And the women of The View, what they're going to say? Oh, Donald Trump calls this. Donald Trump, he's not even on social media now. They've kicked him off. So how could Donald Trump have radicalized him? They're not stopping to think that it was their actions that's causing the radicalism. What they're saying, the steady diet that white people are bad. All people have their pluses and minuses. All people have their checks and they're good. But when you have someone at the top who is senile, who has dementia, the media doesn't want to talk about it, Andrew. They want us all to believe that Joe is okay and Joe is the smartest man. What did Chris Wallace say? That his inauguration speech was the best speech since JFK, and that's the reason why Chris Wallace is without a job right now. I'm hearing that he's trying to get on HBO. Well, good luck with that. I wouldn't touch him with a silver spoon. That's the reason why CNN is doing so poorly in the ratings. Actually, Andrew, all of them are doing really bad in the ratings. And you know why? Because Donald Trump is not out there. Donald Trump's not out there. Now, if he were to come back, their ratings would shoot up because they would all have stories to tell about Donald Trump. Oh, Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that. But they don't have anything to say. This is hilarious. It is hilarious.
Yeah. At this point, we just have to hope and pray that Donald Trump does come back because someone needs to fix this mess that Biden has started. And he already cleaned things up after Obama. He got the border under control. He got the economy running much better, health insurance, et cetera, et cetera. Hopefully he runs for office once again in 2024 because it looks like we need him at this point.
Yeah, I hope he does run again. Of course, Liz Cheney and Adam Kissinger are going to try to stop him.
And they'll both be gone.
Hurt. What did you say?
I said they'll both be gone this year, so
they'll be gone, but
they'll be irrelevant.
Oh yeah, but before they're gone, they're going to try to do this Jan 6, that college boy prank. But no one is looking at the folks that are protesting in front of the houses of Supreme Court justices. And I bet Melody, she hasn't even thought about that either. I bet she doesn't even. Well, she's probably had an abortion for all I know, and she's probably celebrating. Oh, I had an abortion! Hooray! Dude, black people talk about they're killing us, but you're killing us with abortions. You're killing us with black-on-black crime. Yes, there are white people that are killing black people, but the percentage of black people killing black people, not to mention the abortion. I mean, black people make up the largest amount of people that are having abortions. Why is that? And we only make up 13% of the population. Wow. I hope Melody I hope she goes and does a research on that. Because she really needs to understand that she's being fed a diet of nonsense that's really going to kill her in the long run. Man. Andrew, hey. What can you say? I'm glad we're on tonight.
I think we've said it all with this limited amount of information that we've had. Stay tuned to all of our platforms, Facebook, pilled.net, special thanks to them for still putting our videos up on the main page. We really appreciate that over at pilled.net. And of course, YouTube, who seems to be after us. Hopefully they'll be a little nicer to us nowadays. But that'll remain to be seen, and hopefully soon to be on Rumble. We're looking forward to that. And of course, you can find us Monday through Friday on iHeartRadio, the America Out Loud channel at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 6 p.m. on the West Coast for talk radio. But we're going to keep coming live to you guys more often. Definitely probably want to jump on tomorrow night and say a few words about maybe more information once it comes out about this shooting. I've had a great time tonight, Rob. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Hey, but I just want to say one thing. In haste, we're trying to get this up so that we can provide commentary. We had a lot of setbacks. Looking at our marquee, it says "Shoot in Buffalo." It's kind of like we're like trying to abbreviate it. Should have been shooting, but we're like typing really fast. But I corrected it. But again, as Andrew said, thank you guys for tuning in. Please share. We're going to try to come on tomorrow and periodically to give you guys breaking news. And of course, we'll probably have people like the woman who came in a while ago with her racist rhetoric, but it comes with the territory. We got to be big and strong. So thank you. Have a good night and hope to see you soon. Have a good one, folks.
God bless.